I think one of the most rejuvenating parts of thinking about a new year, a new you, is that it sometimes gives us a form of permission to drop things we've been holding on to and make some new agreements with ourselves. Hello, and welcome to Holding Heritage. My name is Holly. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello and happy Lunar New Year. This year, 2023, is the year of the rabbit, or also known as the year of the cat in Vietnamese. I know it's been a little while since I have released an episode, so I thought that this would be a good opportunity to repost the educational language episode on Lunar New Year greetings in Cantonese and Vietnamese. Also, check holdingheritage.com and today's episode show notes for a convenient, viewable, and printable PDF with all of the greetings in there too. Before we get into that, I also wanted to take this opportunity to dig a little bit into a couple reflections and thoughts that I've been having lately. One of them is a good friend of mine the other day mentioned to me as a half joke that, hey, if you didn't get the best New Year's start at the beginning of January, well, we've got Lunar New Year to try again. And even though time is totally relative, it offered me some comfort and just a little reminder that even in times where meeting my own goals or expectations fall short, they're only really an action or two away from picking up again, and we don't always need to hold ourselves so tightly to these timelines that we often mentally set. If anything, they can hold us back in so many more ways. I've also been thinking a lot about the pressure that I put on myself to be constantly productive and passion-driven and successful, whatever that even means. And I think maybe it's in part a product of growing up in a family where I spent all of my childhood and young adulthood watching and participating in my parents' relentless journey to building a better life from scratch, even up until today. And don't get me wrong, it's super admirable and I wouldn't change it for anything, but I notice that it manifests within me in ways that maybe aren't as helpful to me as I'd hope. Like feeling I have to earn rest and recovery, otherwise I'm left feeling guilty about having not progressed in whatever task or project that I'm working on, or even just where I'm at in life in general. So for Holding Heritage this year, I'm hoping to be able to channel a less pressurized frame of mind when it comes to the work that I want to pursue. I've spent some time the last few months thinking about ways to help me exit that sort of mental silo. And I think that opening up my scope wider to see and more openly engage with other like-minded people and projects who are into the same things and in the same spaces, it actually fuels me and helps spark inspiration to continue and share. It kind of pulls me out of that sort of comparison or nose to the grindstone mentality and up further into the space of allowing other great work to encourage me and inspire the gears in my own head to keep turning instead of focusing on where or what I'm not doing in contrast. I'm also trying to keep in mind that every business and project out there also probably has their own moments of challenge and difficulty and lull in terms of productivity, and that's totally normal. Ideas need time to incubate and breathe. So for this Lunar New Year, I hope that if any of that resonates with you, you'll consider joining me in giving ourselves a little bit more kindness and grace. I think one of the most rejuvenating parts of thinking about a new year, a new you, is that it sometimes gives us a form of permission to drop things we've been holding on to and make some new agreements with ourselves. So without further ado, let me help you again in refreshing your memory on some Cantonese and Vietnamese Lunar New Year greetings that you can use to spread that fresh start feel. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will meet you back here very, very soon. Happy New Year! In today's episode, I'll be going over some of the many common New Year greetings and wishes in both Cantonese and Vietnamese to help wish you, your family, and loved ones all the best for this year to come. If you're anything like me and grew up second generation in North America, you might relate to my experience growing up where Chinese New Year was predominantly recognized in my young mind as the time of year where my aunties, uncles, and grandparents would give me red envelopes of money, or lai si in Cantonese. I would then, of course, have to recite some sort of greeting or New Year's wish, which usually was whispered to me by my mom just moments prior. And a lot of the time I would recite these not totally knowing exactly what I was even saying. And then we would eat a lot of good food, and that was sort of my extent of understanding when it came to Chinese New Year. And really, anything past those thoughts and experiences wasn't a priority or even a curiosity to me. However, as I grow older, of course, Chinese New Year and the customs and traditions behind it become more and more intriguing and important to me, and something that I want to understand, explore, and practice with intention more deeply. So I was thinking about how I could touch on just a small aspect of these important traditions with this episode, and landed on these greetings and wishes because I feel like it's something most, if not all of us, can relate to and practice with relative ease. So I hope that going over some of these New Year wishes in deeper detail and what they mean can help us this year in our journey towards being more intentional when it comes to understanding our heritage, as well as genuinely wishing our families and loved ones well into this new year. As always, head over to holdingheritage.com to check out the episode show notes, where you'll find all of these greetings, wishes, and information in a beautifully convenient and printable sheet for your reference and practice. Let's jump right in, starting with the Cantonese greetings. Also, one thing to note before we get into the list is to always remember that when using these with our friends or family, it's best practice to, of course, make sure we're communicating politely. So before reciting these New Year wishes and greetings, we can say "ngo chúc ne," which means I wish you or I'm wishing you, followed by whichever greeting or wish you choose. "Ngo chúc ne." So one of the most common greetings is obviously Happy New Year. In Cantonese, we say Tân Niên Phai Loc. Happy New Year. Tân Niên Phai Loc. Tân Niên meaning a new year, and Phai Loc meaning happy or joyous. This is, of course, among the most popular of the New Year greetings and is a no-brainer to include alongside or to preface any of the following wishes we're going to go through today. Next is one that everyone has heard before, I'm sure, Gong Hei Fa Choi, which means to wish someone wealth and prosperity. Gong Hei Fa Choi. And it's one of the most commonly used Chinese New Year greetings, and a lot of the time the first thing that's said to one another upon meeting during the new year. Gong Hei means congratulations, and Fa Choi means to get rich. It's also often paired with another popular greeting, Sun Tai Gin Hong, which means wishing them good health. Sun Tai Gin Hong. Sun Tai means the body, and Gin Hong meaning health or in good health. Along the same topic of good health, there's also Long Ma Jing San. Long Ma Jing San, which is a sort of metaphor translating to essentially as full of energy or strength as a horse or dragon. Long Ma Jing San. And this is a great and common one to wish or greet your elders with, to bless them with full health and vitality. It's written with the characters Long, meaning dragon, Ma for horse, and Jing San, which means spirit or mind. And speaking of elders, the following are a few that you might have heard from yours growing up. These next couple greetings are used mainly with younger children or students. The first one being Hock Yip Jun Bo, which means to wish someone progress or improvement in their studies. Hock Yip Jun Bo. Hock Yip meaning education or studies, and Jun Bo meaning to progress. I definitely heard that one a lot when I was younger, along with Phai Go Zheng Dai, which translates to basically grow taller and bigger quickly. Phai Go Zheng Dai. So these two are pretty common ones you can use with or might hear spoken to younger children or teenagers in your family. And you, of course, may also say these in conversation when you're speaking to someone who might perhaps have young kids of their own, wishing their children well in their studies and growth. Next is a popular one, Dai Gat Dai Lei, which is wishing someone good luck and the hope that things go smoothly or encouraging profit or benefit. Dai Gat Dai Lei. Around Chinese New Year, you've probably seen this phrase or wish alongside photos of tangerines, and that's because the second character in this greeting, gut, also means tangerines. However, the way this wish is written uses the gut character for luck or fortune, not the character meaning tangerines. So it's a play on words, and that's where it comes from. The lei in this greeting means profit, benefit, or positive gains. Next is nin nin yao yu, which translates into surplus year after year, so essentially wishing an abundance of positive surplus. Nin nin yao yu. Nin nin yao yu can be a greeting for anyone, but is most often used when greeting families. The written character yu that is used in this greeting is the character meaning surplus or more than, and its pronunciation is the same as the character for fish, yu. So again, this is sometimes a sort of play on characters and a reason why many Chinese people love serving fish at festive dinners, or sometimes you'll see fish on your lai si feng or red envelopes and things like that. The next one is one that you can use with anyone you know who maybe has their own business or venture, and that is sang yi heng long, which is to wish a business owner and their businesses to thrive and flourish. Sang yi heng long. Sang yi is business, and heng long means to thrive, prosper, or flourish. So it's a great one to use with whomever it is in your life who's out there working towards building, running, or improving their own businesses or projects. Along the same sort of trajectory, and one that you can definitely pair with sang yi heng long, is to wish someone man si yu yi, which can be described as wishing or hoping that everything goes well or works out for them. Man si yu yi, wishing that everything will work out the way they want it to, essentially. Man si meaning a multitude of things or matters, and yu yi meaning as wished. Next is sam seung si sing, which translates basically to whatever the heart desires will happen or whatever wish you have to come true. Sam seung si sing. Sam means your heart, sam seung means to wish, and sam seung si meaning sort of whatever thoughts or wishes you may have, and sing meaning to succeed, achieve, or accomplish. So whoever it is in your life who might have some big dreams or wishes they want to achieve, this would be a perfect greeting to wish them, maybe help to motivate or encourage them to continue working towards their dreams. To finish off our Cantonese list here is Qing Chen Seung Ju, which is to wish someone to stay young or young forever. And what a lovely and versatile wish this is, because who doesn't want to continue being youthful forever? And another similar yet sort of older and slightly sillier or maybe even endearing way to say the same sort of thing, a way that I always remember my mom encouraging me to say this, was 眉毛如花, which is essentially wishing someone remain as beautiful as a flower. 眉毛如花. So that's it for our Cantonese list. Again, if you'd like to review these or take a closer look, head to holdingheritage.com and take a peek at the episode show notes where I've listed all of these for your reference. Now moving into some common Vietnamese New Year greetings with the help of my mom, of course. Also, like always, one note about these phrases here is that the subject with whom you're addressing or speaking to will need to change or be inserted as appropriate. First, of course, we have Happy New Year, which is
Chúc mừng năm mới,
which of course can be paired alongside any other greetings or wishes you choose.
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Next is a greeting to wish somebody and their whole family peace and safety in the new year.
Chúc bạn năm mới toàn gia bình an. Bình
Meaning peace,
an.
meaning safety.
Chúc bạn năm mới toàn gia bình an.
Another variation that you might try would be
chúc bạn an khang thịnh vượng.
to wish them a new year full of safety, good health, and prosperity.
An khang
Meaning safety and peace,
thịnh vượng.
meaning abundance and prosperity.
Chúc bạn an khang thịnh vượng.
Next up is,
Chúc cháu hay ăn chóng lớn.
which is similar to the Cantonese greeting Phai Go Zheng Dai. This can be said to parents of young children or young children and teens themselves. It's hoping that they will eat often and grow quickly,
Hay,
meaning often.
chúc cháu hay ăn chóng lớn.
Another popular one is
Chúc bạn sức khỏe dồi dào.
wishing good health and strength for the new year,
Dồi dào.
meaning a sort of rolling wave of good health and strength.
Chúc bạn sức khỏe dồi dào.
And one to use with the business owner in your life is
Chúc bạn làm ăn phát đạt.
to wish somebody a prosperous business or success in their business,
Làm ăn
meaning a business,
phát đạt.
meaning to thrive or expand. And to wrap up our list here, we finally have
Chúc bạn vạn sự như ý.
wishing that all of their wishes come true this year,
Vạn
meaning 1,000,
sự
meaning every matter,
như ý.
and meaning whatever you desire. So it translates into a sort of may 1,000 of your wishes or desires come true.
Chúc bạn vạn sự như ý.
So there we have it, today's quick episode on Lunar New Year greetings in both Cantonese and Vietnamese. I hope you've perhaps learned something you didn't know or noticed before, and that it has encouraged you to take even one more second of dedicated intention towards either exploring one of the many beautiful and important aspects of our cultural traditions, or wishing a family member or loved one well going into this new year. Ngõ chúc你恭喜發財，心想事成. Intro and outro music by Blue Wednesday. Be sure to check him out. He's amazing. And as always, Holding Heritage is proudly created, produced, and geographically based on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of the Tsleil-Waututh and Comox nations of the Coast Salish peoples.